Fantastisch.
Ich bin hier am Stand von Knesebeck und möchte dem David ganz gerne ein bisschen davon zeigen, was ich so fantastisch finde, wenn ich denn mit Leuten arbeite, die Comics produzieren.
Und den Menschen, den Thomas Reger so fantastisch findet, der sitzt hier. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm very happy to have you on our little video blog, and I just told David that I'm very happy that I can show him what's so fascinating to talk with people who are in this progress of making comics. And you done a comic which found interest not only in the comic community, oh that's very important for him as an economist, as well as in literature. And you did your first comic, you told us?
Yes, it's my very first. Is the reason why the draw is not perfect for this first one, perhaps?
Wir zeigen es mal. Ich zeig's einfach hier mal. Und genau.
Hier drauf.
Das ist es.
Marcel Prousts.
Marcel Prousts. It's a great friend of me.
A friend of you.
Just, you know, I began these comic books when I was young, and if I finish my book, I shall be very old because I published 5 books, and my program is 17. Mm-hmm. So imagine that I have to live more than 30 years in order to finish my program.
Okay.
So it's a book began when I was young, and I hope finish when I old.
That's your life work.
That's my life. Yes.
The Search of the Lost Time is the translation of this German phrase. What's the topic?
What's the topic? The topic, in fact, is the story of the man who discovers that the real life is in the art. In fact, the real life is not the life you live, but it's the life the life which is described by artists. You know, there are not one universe, but there are millions of universes, and only Vermeer, Watteau, Carpaccio, Salvador Dali, Picasso, etc. show us their world. Your world, Mister, I'm sorry, will disappear when you shall die. But the world,
Proust's world, is still alive in his words.
Yes.
And so now we're doing something very dangerous. We're giving you your comic. And you will show us something, and so I hope our batteries will last for the next.
Yes, I am
half
afraid.
an hour?
I am afraid that your engines are not able to last as long as my books.
And as long as your enormous, you're surrounded by happiness about your work.
Yes, but I'm surrounded by happiness since my birthday. When I was in the Navy, I was very happy. When I was in the advertising, I was very happy. But now I am the most happy man of the world.
You told us yesterday, the day you broke your leg was your happiest day?
It could be my happiest day if I succeeded to read it first, but I didn't. I had to wait 15 years in order. But yes, it was a sad day. I have a photograph of me with. I showed to my wife. I had a photograph of me with my broken leg.
Over there?
Here she's. Tu as ma serviette? In order to show you that it's not a lie, I can improve that.
Hello?
Hello.
Katarina.
Nice to meet you too.
The wonderful Katarina. Yes. Look at this. It's the press dossier. Here is when I was in the Navy in Djibouti, in Africa. You know, here are the ships, the African ships, and here is my broken leg with a Happy Christmas.
And where's the Proust book?
No, I have not still begun to try. But you know, this me when I was 20. I am the same. Am I not?
Yes. No.
Exactly the same.
Not one day.
Time makes nothing on me.
Because you like Proust.
Because I'm happy to like it.
Thomas, erklär uns mal, was. I asked him, what's so great about your comic? Was ist so großartig? Was
Ja, das Wichtigste, ich habe es auch gerade im Vorgespräch gesagt, es ist gar kein Comic. Denn ein Comic hat normalerweise eine Wechselwirkung zwischen Bild und Text. Und hier ist es der Text von Marcel Proust, der ja auch vom Rathaus geliebt wird und der es für das größte Werk überhaupt hält und wo ihm auch da durchaus recht gibt. Und wir sehen hier schon, wenn wir einfach nur mal drauf schauen, es ist sehr textlastig. Wir haben hier Text, da Text, hier Text. Und die Bilder, pourquoi il y a de panels avec de graphique? Pourquoi? Why are there pictures? Isn't Proust's text for his enough graphical?
There will be a progress one time. Perhaps one day Knisebeck will publish the comic book without picture.
Das heißt, es ist sehr storylastig.
Ja, es legt den Wert auf den Text. And I think it was one of your aims to bring this text, Proust, to new readership. Also es ist seine Idee, den Proustschen Text neuen Leuten zu eröffnen.
At the beginning, I wanted to speak to people who knew Proust in order to show them, look at the house where he lived or something like that. But in fact, the success was very surprising because it found a new public, an improbable public.
That wasn't your first intention?
It was not my first intention. Okay. And now it's my principal intention to make Proust discovered because I couldn't believe that people were able to discover Proust by this way. And now it is the best way, I think, to discover it.
And you're doing a lot of research on the book so that you're very correct in your pictures about the time. So can you show us one thing, one detail where you, okay, here I did a research, I visit my grandmother, she has one in the attic left. And
for instance, you are German. For instance, at this moment, Proust says, well, a horseman arrived, etc., etc., and Françoise said, oh, it's a pity, all these soldiers, etc. These soldiers, I can affirm you, are the soldiers Proust saw. I went to the museum, the Army Museum, and I met very interested people who say, oh, it's interesting, it's funny what you want to know. Yes, in this place, in Illiers, there was one regiment of light cavalry, and this was the 7th of cavalry in the French army, and their uniform was that. And so nobody knows that, but for me, I know that really this uniform was the good one. And there is another drawer I couldn't keep because there are 73 pages, so 78 pages. But there is a great drawer. Well, all these things, even, well, the principle. How could I not show you that they are meats which disappeared, les cardons à la moelle. Nobody eats cardons à la moelle. Nobody, because it's no. And this is la Madeleine.
Yeah, la Madeleine.
This Madeleine is not the Madeleine you can find now in the bakers in France.
Uh-huh.
Now the Madeleine is like this, you know.
Oui.
And as you see, this is like a shell.
Yeah.
Because at the Proust time, the Madeleine has the shape of a shell, and I discovered it in the cooking books. Mm-hmm. That's a great research, isn't it?
Wow. How many Madeleines you ate? Just that you can smell. The text for Proust, you nearly can smell the tea.
You are speaking about my great problem. I cannot eat more Madeleine because my love cannot afford to see me if I am too fat. So perhaps I shall stop to make my Proust because she wants not me too fat.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think we saw a lot of this fascination.
Ich sammle ja so meine Liste, was ich alles kaufe. I search books and comics I buy after the trade fair, and that's the first one I buy. Okay?
Try the comic books. It's difficult. It's more difficult than a novel, but comic books, perhaps you shall succeed to read a comic books in your life.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Auf Wiedersehen und vielen Dank. Einen Herren und Damen.
Die Fantastische Woche. Der Nachrichtenrückblick. Mit David Mailänder und Thomas Träger.